Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? You know it ain't no stopping. It is your boy, the International Sensei, and welcome to the Enter the Dojo podcast, your source for every freaking thing under the sun. Have some fun because International Sensei will one day be number one. Welcome to the Enter the Dojo podcast. Keep it right, keep it tight, and above all, please talk to me nice. And we are fighting across the nation, and it is time for some Monday motivation. And we must know that the truth may sometimes hurt, but we really, truly need to be diverse in learning new skills and kind of not boxing yourselves in. So today's topic is just about being diverse and being able to learn new things. I recently started learning how to horseback ride, mainly for stunts, and in pursuing it and starting to like get into it a lot more, I've just found that I very much enjoy it to the point where like I look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's had a similar effect on how like when I was like a kid and I always was looking forward to martial arts classes and stuff on like during the weekdays and stuff. I always look forward to my weekend lesson for horseback riding. Now, granted, it's not an easy task. Like there's always like little things, and sometimes like it's an animal, it's not a car, so sometimes the horse can be temperamental, so you have to really check your ego at the door for that kind of stuff. Or I'm getting into drone riding. I mean, it's not drone riding, but drone flying, getting into filming more, choreography more, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always being able to be able to pivot in your area of interest and able to find new things in your area of interest. Like if you're a programmer learning another language of coding, if you're I'm trying to think of like some other careers, if you're a chef learning how to cook another cuisine's food, you know what I mean? It's just having the humility to understand that you can be a beginner again. Like once you get to a certain level in something, it's like, okay, I've gotten to the best that I'll probably ever get at this level for what I need it for. And then now it's just time to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not a bad thing. I think people often get so stuck around the thing of like, okay, well, I have to specialize, because people who are jacks of all trades, like they don't do well. No, you can be, I wouldn't even say be a jack of all trades. I guess like, this is like an old ass term, I guess be like a Renaissance man. Be one that can do all things that they can, but do them great. You know what I mean? Like a Renaissance man is someone that can, or a woman is just someone that can do a lot of things exceptionally well. They can't do everything, but what they can do a lot of different things, and they can do it very, very well at a high level with most people that try to specialize in one or two things. And it's good because it gives you a lot of avenues to pivot. You know what I mean? Like I've always been thankful at the fact that I've been a person that's been versatile, even when I haven't realized I was being versatile. Whether that's with being able to learn other styles of martial arts very quickly and study them and be able to pick up on little nuances, or going into public speaking and going into commentary for esports, and now going into making a podcast, going into stunts, being able to circle back around and use my martial arts and things like that. It's just a thing where now you have an opportunity to learn so many things, and you can really pick and choose what you like and don't like, and then focus on that group of things as opposed to focusing on that one thing. Because I know for me, I'm a person, I don't necessarily get bored very quickly, but I'll start to get stagnant at a certain point where it's like, okay, I've done this, or I've been doing it for this odd sum of time. I need to do something else. I still have it. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to my martial arts, I still have it. You know what I mean? I've never lost it, but I come back to it. It's not the only thing in this world that I have. And there are some people that can live like that. There are some people in America, in other countries, that they've only done gymnastics. They will only do gymnastics. They will only coach gymnastics. Their kids will go and only do gymnastics, and so forth and so on. Same thing with horses. They will only ride horses. Their kids will only ride horses, and they'll keep it in the business. And that's perfectly fine. And I think that's wonderful. Okay, because if you don't have people like that, there's a lot of great things that you would not have in life. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of great, um, that's like events and different athletes that in the world. You wouldn't have like the Simone Biles of the world and the Michael Phelps of the world and the Serena Williams of the world and things like that. But even them, once they got to like the absolute highest level, they started to diversify, whether that's Serena Williams modeling and getting into fashion more, or Simone Biles getting into commercials and different things like that. Michael Phelps doing his television stuff, like even using his like athletic ability to be on different stuff. Like I remember he was on Shaq Versus and all kinds of other fun stuff. You know what I mean? Or Shaq is a prime example of a person who got to like the top of the NBA, was a great player, won championships, and then after his career finished, he's still like this larger than life personality. He had shows like Shaq Versus. He had all these other things going on for himself. I think he has a line of suits or a line of shoes or something like that. Like he has a ton of stuff going for him. Steve Harvey, same thing. Who else? A guy like Dana White, even though he's mainly focused on the fighting aspect, he does have a lot of his hand in a lot of other things. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to one of the legends. He was one of the founders of Body Armor. He invested in that company before it blew up, and now that crap is in stores everywhere. So it's really essential to kind of have a lot of skills, you know what I mean? Because you'll never know, especially with the way the world is with like the COVID stuff, you'll never know what skills will help you sometimes survive, make a living, or what skills can help you further your career that you're currently in and things like that. Whether it's having a hobby, like for example, what if you work for a company and you're an avid pool player, and let's say that your boss or one of your boss's clients loves to play pool, and you're assigned to be with that client for a couple of days. You're supposed to take them out around town or whatever. Hey, you take them to a pool hall, have some drinks, have a good time, play some good games, and you might get that client on. And hell, you might get a raise, you might get a promotion because you had that ancillary skill or hobby or whatever you want to call it that you were able to draw from and use to your advantage in leveraging a business deal or leveraging a relationship or improving a relationship and things like that. I mean, hell, like I've made so many friends off the simple fact that I enjoy anime, and I have a list of animes that I watch that they might not have watched and they've watched that I haven't watched, or different anime fight scenes, and we'll just literally bond over that and show each other videos. And now I've made it to like a friend that I'll have for life sometimes, and we're hanging out now, going out to eat. Shoot, some of them, one of my friends I actually do stunts with. We just did a freaking stunt video together for a band. So it's like have more than just a base. Have a base though. That's the thing I want to bring home and taking this conversation and wrapping it up in a nice little bow. Have a base. And it does not have to be a martial arts base, even though this channel does focus a lot on martial arts. Have a base so that you can always come back to it, especially when you need it. So if your base is karate, that's great. If your base is gymnastics, if your base is math, if your base is science, if your base is art, whatever your base is, whatever your bread and butter is, that one thing or one activity that you do better than anybody else in this freaking world, keep that and keep refining it and keep it there and never lose it. But around that, add other things. Learn how to play. Like, let's say you're in archery. Let's say you're a person that does archery. Learn how to play pool. That's another sport that requires a lot of precision. That's another good thing to have. And if you just do archery and you just do target shooting, go bow fishing if you've never gone bow fishing before. Get a crossbow. Go hunting if you never went hunting before. Like add so there's little things inside your passion that you can add, and outside your passion that have parallels to what you do. You know what I mean? So it's like never, and I want to stress this so much. Do not ever box yourself in to a corner in which you cannot come out of. Always have other options. Always have a means of escape. Like life is like fighting. You can't always take punches head on. Eventually you're gonna get knocked out. You got to be able to slip a punch. You got to be able to cover up for the punch. You know what I mean? You can't always be taking the brunt of stuff. Always have a way around what you're going towards. You know what I mean? A way around an obstacle, or a way to kind of mitigate how many obstacles come your way. You know what I mean? Just be versatile, be able to pivot, but always come back to that base and always come back to that bread and butter. But with that being said, man, I am the International Sensei. This is the Entity Dojo podcast, Monday motivation across the nation, because dreams we steady chasing. Please follow me on Twitter at Sensei_Global21, International_Sensei on Instagram. The Entity Dojo podcast is on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and all that good stuff. Please, please, please share. My wristbands are coming in this week. So if you are local to Georgia and you see me around, please feel free to cop a wristband. And of course, thank you guys for all the love that have been supporting me and have been keeping me growing one day at a time, one view at a time, one share at a time. And of course, the crown of the best martial arts podcast in the world will one day be mine. With that being said, thank you so much. And we must now exit the dojo. Us.